So Carmen and Donovan do have some chemistry, sexual chemistry. Carmen has spent the majority of the season just competing for a prize, not for a human. And Donovan spent the majority of the season focused on the other two ladies who have since self-eliminated. Is he really who she wants? Is she really who he wants? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We are watching or reviewing, because we watched it already, Ready to Love. This is the season finale. Decisions. I'm going to add an extra decisions. Alright, before we get into housekeeping rules, don't forget to like. Thank you for liking last week. Thanks for the likes. Comment, let me know what you feel, what you're thinking, what you think about what I said, what you think about the show. It's been a little bit dry, what your opinions are. Hopefully, like, you know, the reunion's going to really kick things up. And last of all, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Yeah. Now, this is not this is the style, okay? Like, I was not attacked by a band of, you know, bees or anything like that. Like, you know, I've been known to take back, like, something happened, I say I eat crow. The crows did not come eat my shirt. Like, it's just a style, and this was what was happening. It's the first thing I grabbed to record. As you can see, I'm not in my regular abode, but I say I'm still gonna get a video for y'all. So here we go. Here goes on. So it's final brunch. We know this is the season finale. Uncle Nephew Tommy wants to meet up with them. The couples are mixing and mingling. Carmen's over there feeling like a champ, like she got it. Like, got Joy over here. She's like, you know, all of a sudden they're pushing the storyline about, okay, because she's going, it's gonna be a long distance relationship. DeKia, Paul, they're doing what they're doing. Whatever they're doing is what they're doing. The one thing Carmen did admit to is that she is paying attention. Like, she's thinking of some of the problems that Sabrina had mentioned about Donovan. She's considering them. She's acknowledging them. So now that they know that Sabrina and now that they know Sabrina and Demetrius have been eliminated, or well, Sabrina is self-eliminated, which means that Demetrius left. She's like, oh, poor them. And then she's like, I don't care about Sabrina. Why does, you know, Carmen always have to emphasize that she's not a girl's girl? Okay, we get it. You're not a girl's girl. Like, you hate yourself. Because you hate a girl, you hate yourself. I don't know what happened to her. Maybe she has something to say, but she don't like herself, and she don't like girls, or she only likes herself and doesn't like other girls. Like, I don't know what this is. Like, I don't know if it's just prompting from the producers who ask questions, but now they've set her in that narrative of she's not a girl's girl. She's not for her sister. She's definitely not her sister's keeper. Like, she ready to put a rifle up and shoot one of her sisters. She sympathizes with her captors, and this I'm loosely trying to say this. So her captors are the dudes. Like, why are you know, for the guys, but you're not for girls? Yeah, what happened to you? Who hurt you? Yeah, who hurt you that you don't like your sisters? I'm not saying you should love them, but like, you're constantly shown in a light where you make some kind of disparaging comments about a woman. That's just unnecessary. Like, you could have just said, okay, oh well. But you talk about, no, it's enough. Let's keep this. So anyway, the point of this week's episode is, before they do their I choose you, choose me, that they're going to meet up with the ladies' families. Uncle Paul looking excited, like, Uncle Paul, why are you excited that you're going to meet the kids' family? You guys aren't even a couple. You guys ain't even really dating properly, but you probably just excited because, yo, how did you make it to the end is the question. Like, dude, how did you make it to the end? You made it to the end. They wanted to get rid of you the first week, but you made it to the end. So first couple that meets, so we have Carmen's mom, Carmen's dad meeting up with Donovan. And a lot of time when we look at our family, particularly our parents, it kind of explains who we are. Carmen's mom is a preacher. Go figure. Carmen's a PK. That explains some of her. That explains some of that. And then her dad is an ex-Marine. So that explains, because Carmen definitely very successful in, you know, the business arena. You know, focused. Definitely, you know, so you can see how that goes about. And definitely, I would say, when I say in terms of PKs, a lot of time PKs tend to want to push against the grain, because they're in church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. Long day on Sunday. So sometimes PKs will have a tendency to just want to wild out and just like push against the grain. So that kind of, maybe that would explain who she is, maybe it doesn't. So anyway, you know, she knows her parents can be tough, and she's actually happy. She wants her parents to to give, you know, Donovan the business, because she hasn't given Donovan the business. She's been playing backup. So since she's been playing backup, and now she hasn't really asked key questions, she hasn't really interviewed him, she hasn't interrogated him, she hasn't vetted the process. Like, she hasn't really tested this product to see if does she really want it. All she was concerned with was winning the prize. But does she really want the prize? Is he a prize? She hasn't asked herself those real questions. She just wanted to win. She was so focused in competition, and now she needs to ask herself, what I was competing for, do I even really want what I was competing for? So now she wants her parents to do what she should have done, because she hasn't really, at least it hasn't been revealed to us that she's really, you know, teased stuff out. Like, who is he? What is he about? Is he who he says he is? Do I even want what he says he is? Is this for me? She's just been so focused on competing with the other ladies and pushing them out of the way. Not pushing them out of the way, kicking them out the way, stabbing and hitting them out the way. So now it's like, okay, she wants her parents to give him the business and run him through the coals. So anyway, Donovan arrives. He's got like a bouquet of flowers. He's walking. So he comes to mom, gives his mom the bouquet of flowers, gives the dad a handshake. Okay, so mom's all of a sudden like, you know, softened by the flowers. I guess flowers can, you know, can do a whole host of things. And I think she says something about, oh, he's got points there. Her dad, even though he's a Marine dude, like he's tough, militant, he's got like a funny side. He's like, yeah, you got these points, but like, don't lose them, because don't think that you want a prize just because you brought flowers. Like, that's nothing. So we kind of break down, tease out. So Donovan, we know he has children, 2 children. So we now find out that he has a girl who's 11, boy who's 16. Yeah, we know he was married. We know his marriage broke up because he cheated. Yeah, we already know this. Question now is, you know, Papa Carmen, you know, the ex-Marine, says, okay, so yeah, so you have a history of, you know, cheating. Like, who's to say you're not going to cheat on Carmen? Good question, sir. Like, you know, who's to say that? So he kind of mill around. He talk about, yeah, that the relationship was this, that, broken down, but this time he's going to be different. I don't expect to say anything different, but it was just like a watery. I wasn't blown over, but that doesn't mean anything. You know, Papa Carmen comes up with another question, which is a good question. Okay, you have children, you know, and I guess we clarify here that the children are not from the same woman, from what I understand. But so you have children, as your partner, Carmen's going to be your partner. She's going to have a say in the discipline of these children. Key question. This is a key question, because a lot of relationships can dissolve based on how the other party, who's not a parent, not a biological parent, can feel left out. Because it's true, it's like, okay, so you can't, you know, the kid may say, you're not mine, you can't tell me what to do. The other parents can say, that's not, you're not that, you can't tell her what to do. That even Donovan can say, that's not your kid, you can't tell her what to do. That's key. So how is Carmen going to participate in disciplining these children? That's going to, you know, keep the unit together. What does Donovan say? He's talking about, yeah, his kids are well behaved, that's not going to be issue. So that's not the question. You have an 11-year-old, a 16-year-old, a teen. Teens are still going to do what they're not meant to do. Like, if they're with you, you know, staying with you guys that week, and that teen, the 16-year-old, does something, like, how is she going to correct if you're not there? How is she going to correct the teen? Like, he goes out all night, whatever the case may be. Yeah, if the 16-year-old goes out all night and he does, like, how's she going to correct? He didn't answer the question, and it doesn't look like either dad didn't push it or they didn't show that dad. I mean, dad's just meeting the guy for the first time, so he didn't push it, but he let it be known that he understands things that can go wrong. That's a key question. It wasn't answered. Like, Donovan, you didn't answer the questions. So you're coming for Sabrina, who was asking real questions. There's a reason why she's asking real questions. I'm not saying that Sabrina doesn't have problems, but these are real questions that affect relationships. Then, of course, you know, the age-old question, you know, are you a Christian? Do you believe Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior? Don't come out talk about, yeah, he's spiritual, but he's not religious. We didn't ask you that either. Because what Mama's trying to establish is that in a marriage, it's God, the man, and the woman. So it's a triangle, like this is it. So right at the tip, you have God, and then at each bottom of the triangle, each end, each corner. So there are 3 corners. Top corner, left, and then the right corner will be the man and the woman. So if you, like, you know, who are you going to be accountable for? Do you believe in, you know, premarital counseling? If you guys have problems, who are you going to go to? These are all the questions that's what that one question means, is what she's trying to tease out. So me, that you're spiritual but you're not religious, that's not the answer to her question. But she let you go with that too. So they let him off easy. They let him off easy. They really did. I guess they're just the cameras, because in real life I don't think they would let him off, but for the benefit of the cameras, they let him off. So anyway, he leaves. And rightfully so, the parents just say, yeah, he has potential. He has potential because we didn't get any of our questions properly answered. So there's potential. We'll know what he is when we get our questions answered. Good answer, parents. All right, next couple, Joy and Clifton. So Joy's sister is the family that Clifton's going to meet today. You know, they do look alike. So her sister does seem to have a nice energy. So sister's concern at this point is, oh, you know what? I'm worried about the distance. She's about to go on another contract. We know that, you know, from what I understand, Joy goes to Mexico. I don't know if it's a boat, if it's a private club, but she goes for an extended period of time. I think she had said 6 months. Like, you know, she's meant to be leaving in a week from then. Like, she leave, that what's going to happen. And she's worried about distance. You know, Joy is crying like, I guess she talks about the depth of her feelings. She's surprised by the depth of her feelings. She's scared of it, but she's happy about it, whatever she is. But I guess all this is just to emphasize that they have a connection. Compared to the other people, they have a connection. So, you know, but it's what's not new is the fact that she's going to Mexico. But I guess now that they're facing it, maybe it's coming up more. Maybe producers are asking more questions about it, continue to push it as part of the storyline. All right, DeKia. DeKia's mom and her brother meet up with Uncle Paul. I just want to say that. Did y'all notice that Uncle Paul came empty-handed? Like my G, like old school chivalry would require you to show up with a bouquet of flowers. But so you came up empty-handed. But okay, I'm not going to judge you on that. So they get talking. It comes out, I think we knew he had kids, but I don't remember. But now we've got more details. He has 27-year-old twin daughters. Man. And, you know, DeKia's brother takes a gulp because DeKia's brother's 28. So it's not so much the age difference, because I think the age difference between them is maybe 10 plus, which is not ridiculous. I don't think it's up to 20 years. But the fact that they're really in different stages of their life. He has grown-ass kids. She doesn't have kids yet, and I believe she wants kids. Her mom asked him, oh, does he going to have kids? Does he want to have kids? Is he going to have kids? And of course, DeKia quickly said, oh, don't worry about it. Because he doesn't, and I think he did say no. Like, he doesn't, like, he's not trying to go from, you know, finishing college, doing, you know, now seeing his children established, to going back to diapers and going back to trying to help children pay tuition, because he's busy chuffed about his credit score. Like, he's not trying to affect his credit score trying to help a kid out anymore. He's not trying to do bottles and diapers. Yeah, they're in different zones of their life. And the kid can see that. That's why she tried not to put him on the edge. I don't know if they're going to pursue this after this. Like, they're in different. Like, Uncle Paul's not trying to do all that. He's trying to get with someone who's going to walk him through his golden years. Of course, for some reason, Joy and Clifton meet up together again to discuss this prospective long distance dating they'll be having. And I think almost the only other thing that comes out, talk about, yeah, you know, once, I don't know if there's a timeline they've picked as to when they'll become intimate, but they bring it up. So I guess what they're trying to tell us is when they were in the getaway house, they just shared a room, nothing happened. I don't know, maybe they felt a strong need to establish that. Maybe Joy felt a strong need to establish that, I don't know. But that came up, like, to let us know that nothing had happened yet. Or maybe they just didn't have enough clips, and so they decided to bolster up this episode. So we get into I choose you, you choose me ceremony. I've got 3 lines for you. First person, Joy, Clifton. Yeah, they get talking. We know they're going to choose each other. This is not a surprise. Joy and Clifton chose each other beginning of the first episode. They chose each other. So they choose each other. I guess the long distance thing is not going to be it's not a thing yet. I do kind of have my fingers crossed for these two. I really hope they make it through. But the truth is, with long distance, it's not a new concept. They're both mature. They're both if they're both if they're both mature and they're both committed to it, they can make it work. Like, Mexico is not like, you know, Cuba. I mean, you can go in and you can come out like without any issues. If she looks 6 months into it and she's like, okay, this is important, like, she can sing somewhere else. Like, I don't know. It's like it's not a big. I don't want to say it's not a big deal, but it's not ridiculous. It's not a deal breaker. They can figure it out. But anyway, we know they chose each other. Next couple, DeKia and Paul. I think it's Paul that said it first. Talk about, yeah, I choose myself. Like, this guy's been watching other seasons. I choose myself because we need more time. We'll continue to date after the show. Why didn't he let like DeKia speak first? Like, DeKia should be the one to say that. But anyway, we already knew these two were not really like, there's nothing there, nothing to report. So yeah, they choose each other until they get to know each other better. Whoop de woo woo. Last couple is Carmen and Donovan. They choose each other. Like, I'm not amused. There's nothing much to say because Stevie Wonder could have seen the ending from 2 episodes ago, once Sabrina self-eliminated. So Carmen and Donovan do have some chemistry, sexual chemistry at that, but in terms of who they are as people, how they mesh as people, we really don't know, because Carmen has spent the majority of the season just competing for a prize, not for a human, and Donovan spent the majority of the season focused on the other 2 ladies who have since self-eliminated. I guess he didn't want to just end up with nothing. So in the getaway house, all of a sudden, he lets Carmen console him. And we know that Carmen can be sultry. He lets Carmen console him, and so he ends up with Carmen. But, I mean, not to say that it can't last, but they will definitely need to do a lot of work to figure out who they are and if they even match each other. Is he really who she wants? Is she really who he wants? Because like Uncle Paul had rightfully said 2 episodes ago. No, it wasn't Uncle Paul that said it. It was DeKia. DeKia had said something about, yo, if that's what you want, then you don't want this. So it's like, even though, you know, Donovan had seen, you know, Carmen do certain things that, you know, other men had observed, does he really want that? Or is he just here to play? Is he just here to play, being that he's just fresh out of divorce? I don't know, but anyway, they end up together and voila. They need a new format. This season was flat, if I can say that. Somebody had said in the beginning that they said, oh, this season was going to be even spicier than last season. No, this season was flat, and that almost makes me now believe the reason why they shot the season almost like immediately after last season, DC, was because they wanted to use the wave of Ready to Love. Like, people still talking about Ready to Love, let's throw it in so people are still watching. Because this season was flat. It was flat. I don't know what you guys think, but it was definitely flat, and I feel it wasn't so much that they disliked Ready to Love crew DC, but the fact that they wanted to use, apparently they got some good ratings from the poor behavior of prior cast members, so they wanted to kind of continue to ride that wave, so they threw this season after, because like, it was flat. And here we are, 3 couples at the end, and 2 of those 3 couples were each other's backup to the backup to the backup. They weren't like, remember, Carmen was not Donovan's first choice, neither was she his second choice, she was his 3rd choice. For Paul, DeKia was not, for each of them, they were not checking for each other until a couple episodes ago. All the people that were into, so DeKia kind of liked it. For some reason, she didn't really see the writing on the wall. She knew that Clifton was with Joy, but I don't know, she wasn't realistic about it. She was really more into, you know, into Clifton. And then Eric, who was now has since been eliminated. Those were her first and second choice. Paul, he was looking at Tina, he was looking at Pressure, he was looking at everybody that, you know, who give him a time of day. DeKia was not on his roster, but all of a sudden she's on his roster and end up. Flat season, guys. But I do suspect the reunion will heat up, because some of the hotter, more interesting contestants had left earlier on. Let's see how they come back, and they come back with a bang. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Lola, over and out.